band members. One of the wonderful joys about starting students on recorder is that it's so easily translatable to a wind instrument. And we have many wind players here and percussionists. So some of the things they take from general music classes, they can easily bring over to band classes. So one of the things we started off with 5th grade, these students actually started in October. So they've started a little bit later than recorders. And you'll hear a lot of differences in sound quality and timbre from these students because each instrument has a different sound, unlike the recorder, which can have that one-note sound, unless we have some bass recorders or sopranino recorders. So we're going to be exploring some of the different sounds of the band students today. So the first thing we're going to demonstrate, and the first thing they learn in class, is how to develop and make a sound on their instrument. So we're going to demonstrate the first sounds, which to the untrained ear may sound a little bit crazy, and of course I know some of the parents in here who have band students probably have heard those in their house, but as they develop, they'll become much more soothing sounds, hopefully. So here are the band students who are going to play their first sounds on their head joint, mouthpieces, or barrels. Percussion, you're on a B flat. This is going to be featuring our flute section, so we're going to hear the different qualities of sound from the different instruments. So here are our flute players. They are woodwind players. The flute used to be made a long, long time ago of wood, so it's categorized in the woodwind family. And flute players actually blow across the top of their mouthpiece, kind of like if you were blowing out hot soup. So when they play, they're blowing across, and it hits the hole and makes a sound through it. So flute players, let's hear you. And they can make a different sound too. If they put their hand on the end, it makes kind of even more like a little train sound too. Let's try it, Flute, see if you get a sound. One. Big round of applause for our flute players. Next up, we have our clarinet players. Clarinet players, go ahead and stand up. So clarinets are also part of the woodwind family, but they have a reed. So they have to put their mouths on the reed. The reed actually vibrates based on the pressure from their mouth and the mouthpiece. So here are our clarinet players. You ready? Big round of applause for our clarinet players. Yeah. Next up, we have our saxophone players and other members of the woodwind family. Saxophone players, stand up. All right, saxophone players, the same principle as the clarinet, but they have an instrument that sounds a little bit lower. So here are the saxophones. Give a big round of applause for the saxophone. All right, next up we have our brass players. Brass players, trumpets, stand up, trumpets. We don't have a lot of brass players in this group this year, but we hope to build a brass section next year. So, brass players. All right, brass players play a little bit differently than our woodwind instruments. They actually use their lips and vibrate their lips or buzz their lips together into a metal cup, which creates the sound and pushes that through a conical or a cylindrical instrument. So here are our trumpet players playing on their mouthpieces. 1, 2, ready, out. All right, good job, trumpet. Good job. Yeah, trumpet. All right, last but not least, we have our percussion section. And percussionists have a challenging task in 5th and 6th grade and beyond, because they not only have to learn one percussion instrument, they have to learn 2, and as they get older, they learn more and more. So our 5th grade band students not only learn pitched percussion, which is the mallets back there, they also learn non-pitched percussion, which is snare drum, bass drum, tom-tom. So our percussionists are going to have to learn 2 different things compared to some of the other wind players in our band. So let's hear some percussion, please. All right, give a round of applause for percussionists. And one of the things I really like about the percussion, and especially even that performance, is every time they play together, it sounds like one person. That's really good. We don't get that all the time. And the fact that my 5th grade students are already playing together as a team is fantastic. So give another round of applause for the percussionists. Thank you. All right, the next thing the band's going to demonstrate to you is the second skill we learned in class. We learned how to blow air into the instrument. Now we have to learn how to slice the air. Kind of like when we heard the recorders playing, they would play notes, and they'd play ta, 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 ta. The band students had to learn how to slice the air in order to make a sound or play more songs than just a whole note the whole time. So we're going to demonstrate how to articulate, which is tonguing. And for almost all of our students, it is a ta syllable, and for some of our flute players, it is a 2 syllable. So let's do some tonguing. Wind players of percussion. Thank you. All right, so I'd like to treat, especially the recorders and the band students, their performance as kind of an informants for parents, to talk to them a little bit about, and talk to you guys about what you should be hearing at home and what we've worked on, so that you have an idea of what's going on in the classroom as well. So it's not only is it their first performance, but it also informs you a little bit about what you could be seeing or hearing at home if they're practicing at home, and when they do. So what we're going to play for you is our first sheet of music, which is our first few notes. We're going to play our first note, which is a concert F, and then our second note, which is concert E flat for you. So here is concert F. One, two, one. between when the mouthpiece is off and when you put it together. There is a totally different sound. But practicing on the mouthpiece helps develop the sound that they just had. So if we didn't do that to start for the first few weeks, the sound quality that came from them may not be as nice. So that was concert F, concert E. Now we're going to mix it up a little bit and play both of the notes in conjunction. So here is concert F and concert E together. That series, and we went on to learn our new note, which is concert D. So we're going to play concert D, and then we're going to put all three of those notes together. So here is concert D, and then all three of our notes put together, played in sequence. The next thing we're going to do is now we've learned how to play these different notes. Now we want to be able to play them consecutively back to back without putting rest in between. So the students were able to apply their knowledge of articulation and then also their fingering. So we're going to play two different exercises which have the notes back to back. So here is our concert D and concert E flat and F, notes back to back. The next selection we're going to play for you is something you heard the recorders do, but on an instrument it's a little bit more difficult just because there's so many different instruments. Some of them have a lot of buttons, some of them have only a few of them and require our lips to change. So we're going to play Au Clair de la Lune for you. Au Clair de la Lune. little lamb.